Hey guys, and welcome back to another video by myself, DE101 Productions. Today I'm continuing my review of Doctor Who Series 11, and this time we are looking at episode number 4, Arachnids in the UK. As you can tell, I'm actually in a different part, well, not too much of a different part, but I'm not standing next to my figure shelf anymore. I'm actually sitting down between the figure shelf and the Starships collection, because why not? It also means that I get to use the natural light and also the unnatural light. I've got to use my main light for the fact that it's quite cloudy outside today. So, yeah. Basically, I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as possible, because I already tried reviewing episode 4 and it was basically 15 minutes long of me ranting about why I didn't like the new series Doctor Who, and we're only 4 episodes in, and I don't want to be doing that 4 episodes in, and I don't think that's kind of very entertaining video wise. So I'm going to do the same thing that I always do and kind of look at the good and the bad, but I'm also going to give my opinion on where I think Doctor Who should go from here and what they should do to try and make it better, especially for series 12. I'm also going to look at 2 rumours that have kind of been circulating over the past couple of days, so stay tuned for that near the end of the video. Starting off with the good points in the episode, there are only 2 things that I can think of that I liked during this episode. Number 1, the character development, and that's across all 3 of the companions. And number 2 is the very end of the story, which sounds worse than it actually is, but I'll explain what I mean in a minute. I don't mean, oh, the story ended, that's the best part. No, it's when the TARDIS crew actually finally kind of knitted together. So the character development in this story was fantastic. Graham is continuing to develop as a character really, really well. He's kind of come back to Earth after travelling for a couple of days, and now he's kind of having to face the reality that he will have to live alone. He doesn't have Grace anymore, and that was beautiful to watch. That he could still hear her and could still see him and was still kind of talking to her, which I loved. It's not kind of like a new thing to have someone that's just had to have someone wandering around the house and see their recently deceased partner. It's a kind of like a story gimmick that's been used on so many different levels in Sherlock and Doctor Who, in kind of any television program really. But just because it's kind of not a new idea doesn't make it any less good. It was done really well, really subtly, and it wasn't kind of just shoved in your face. It was just kind of sporadically spread out across the episode, which I really liked. I like the development of Yaz. She seems to actually have some sort of character now. We kind of see that she's not too happy in her job, she's not kind of too happy with her family, she's kind of very fighty with her sister. I get the feeling that she's just more kind of a bit embarrassed by her father and doesn't. I don't know about Yaz and her mother's relationship. It seems a little bit strenuous. Maybe they kind of haven't got on and they fall out really often. That's just kind of the idea that I got, but it was really nice to see that Yaz actually kind of didn't have a too great relationship with her family. Like her father kind of was like really kind of trying to put in the effort, and so was her mum, but it was kind of evident that things weren't kind of working out there, and that was really nice to see. And for what little character development he did actually have, Ryan did actually have kind of the bump up of making sure that kind of Graham was okay, wondering if he should have gone with him to kind of make sure that he was fine, kind of like going through the house by himself and all that kind of stuff. So it was really nice to see that Ryan was actually kind of taking on that role of, oh, this is actually my grandfather. And I've only put that in a quotation marks because he doesn't kind of still think of him. He doesn't think of him as kind of like his proper grandfather, but I think he's now kind of getting to the point where he's like, my gran loved this man. Maybe I should start kind of like putting in the effort to kind of make sure that he's okay for her sake, and that was nice to see as well. And then the other part that I did like was the TARDIS team coming together at the end. They all have their different reasons for wanting to travel. Graham doesn't want to kind of confront living in the house alone. He kind of needs time to kind of process that, which is fine, fair enough, and traveling the universe is a really good way of kind of dealing with that. There are other people kind of out there that I can spend time with and that I can kind of have fun with, even though my wife's gone. And that was nice. Yaz kind of like, why would I want to stay here? There's nothing kind of important happening at home or anything like that. And then Ryan just like, I just want to travel for the sake of traveling. And you kind of get the idea that he's running away from having to answer the letter from his father, who I'm guessing we will be seeing later on in the series, which might be nice to kind of see. So the story of the characters is actually starting to kind of shine and do really, really well, and that's what kind of you want your characters to kind of have more than just two dimensions. So those are the good points that I enjoyed. Unfortunately, the rest of it was bad, but I'm going to be really, really quick discussing my bad points because I don't want it to kind of get too depressing. I didn't like the story. It's a completely and utter blatant rip-off of The Green Death, and if you haven't seen The Green Death, it's a really, really good story. Maybe a little bit slow in areas, but it's definitely worth watching, especially for seeing the Doctor dress up as a milkman and also dress up as a window cleaner. So, enjoy. You're welcome. It was a weaker rip-off of The Green Death. It was kind of like the same sort of ideas, but it just didn't work. The characters were okay. I liked kind of like the idea of this kind of businessman building hotels on sites that people usually kind of wouldn't use for buildings or attractions or anything like that. And I think it would have been nice if they'd just taken that, if they'd taken out the president thing and had him actually completely oblivious to what was going on underneath the hotel, then I think his character would have been really, really nice. The scientist lady was okay, I guess. She's really forgettable. The spider thing was really nice to see. It was really nice to see kind of like the science behind it and all that kind of stuff, and the big kind of massive mother spider was kind of like dying of oxygen and all that kind of suffocation, all that kind of stuff, which again was really nice to kind of see a proper science element in the science fiction show. I know, unique, isn't it? So it was nice to kind of see some bits, but the story itself was bad. It was just bland, forgettable, and the more I think about it, the more it's an episode I don't ever want to go back and watch. And the only episode from this series so far that I do want to go back and watch is Rosa, because I was really kind of impressed by that. So I know it was difficult to kind of make a story that could follow on from Rosa. That was never going to kind of be an easy one to do, but you needed to put some effort in to actually kind of make it good, whereas it was just bland and flat. The characters were annoying. The sister of Yasmin was a bog standard how do you do sister. There wasn't anything too special about her. The father was okay, I guess. He was probably the best out of the family. And the mother, my god, I don't know who was playing the mother, but no, seriously, literally all I got from her scenes was, oh Yaz, please don't do this, oh Yaz, tell me what's going on. That's boring and bland to watch. So as a story as a whole, episode 4 is not good. It's very forgettable. It's basically a rip-off of The Green Death, which is 1,000 times better. And yeah, there's actually nothing more to say on the episode, so I don't sound too annoyed by it. I don't like it. Plain and simple. So, I'm going to move on to kind of like what I think should be done for Series 12. And I'm going to do a brief overview because I'm going to do once Series 11's done, I'm going to do a proper video of how Series 11 should have been done and how Series 12 should be done. Because I think it's necessary to kind of get across an opinion of, it's all fine and dandy saying I don't like how these episodes are progressing, but I haven't actually said anything about what I would change and how I would do it. So I'll look into that, I think kind of about January next year when Doctor Who is completely finished and we're waiting for Series 12. I will look into it then. So yeah, there are two rumours that have. So yeah, the thing that I would most change about, the thing that I would actually kind of suggest for Series 12 is have more stories set off Earth and have more confidence in the characters that you're bringing together. If you're going to use 4 characters, or if one of them's going to leave at the end of the series or anything like that, you need to make sure that all your characters are used to the best of their abilities, and you need to make sure that the stories that you create are workable and entertaining. Take the episode count back up to 12 and do 6 stories with 2 50-minute long parts. You kind of have a chance to kind of progress and get through every single one of your characters in a nice smooth manner without it feeling rushed, forced, or just bleh. So that's what I suggest for Series 12. Looking at the rumours though, that are two rumours so far. One rumour is that we're not getting a Christmas special this year because they can't think of anything to do with Christmas. Get onto that one in a minute. And the special is now going to be at New Year. And the other rumour is that we will not be seeing Doctor Who after Series 11 till 2020. That's when Series 12 will air, because they are now 3 months behind in trying to film. Right. So dealing with the first point, there is no Christmas episode because they can't think of any ideas. I'll give you one for free. Autons. Bring the Autons back. Have them land on Earth. Have Yasmin and Ryan and Graham go, oh, we want to have a Christmas party and we want to get Christmas gifts for people that we love. And as they go away and go shopping, the toys in the kind of the shopping centre and the mannequins and all that kind of stuff start coming to life, and Jodie Whittaker's like, oh my god, it's the Autons! What? And then you will have a story with the Autons. So a Christmas story with the Autons, because most things are made of plastic nowadays, so you can bring anything to life. You can literally have a crispy master come to life and try and kill you. There. He's an Auton. So, Autons at Christmas. There's a story for free, and if anyone wants to use that, go ahead. It's a decent idea, and I'd love to see anyone kind of bring that to light. On the side of Doctor Who's not coming back till 2020, that is going to be a massive knock, because Doctor Who isn't doing well. Yes, it's got views, but it's only got about 6 million views now. The opening episode had 10 million, but that's because everyone was brand new. It's a brand new Doctor, brand new companions, brand new composer, brand new head writer. It's going to draw in more people. So that's why that one got such an amazing amount of views. So you had Series 8 in 2014, you had Series 9 in 2015, and then you had a 2-year gap with only the return of Dr. Mysterio in the middle in 2016 for Christmas. That doesn't work because Dr. Mysterio was a shit story and you feel kind of cheated by that. And in 2017 we had Series 10. So there was a 2-year gap with only one episode, whereas when David Tennant did his stories, and he kind of had like a gap between his regeneration, we had a story at Easter, we had a story at Halloween, and we had a story at Christmas and New Year. So although it was kind of, oh, we haven't actually had a full series of Doctor Who, we actually still had 4 episodes across the year that we could kind of fall back on. The good news is that there are still going to be books and comics and graphic novels and audio stories out that you can kind of look at and watch between kind of like Series 8 and Series 11 and Series 12. But that's not good enough, because Series 11 is I'm at this point in Series 11 now that I'm only watching it because I want to review it. I'm not doing it anymore because I'm enjoying it. I'm doing it now because I've got a purpose for watching it. And if Doctor Who is left till 2020, I will probably lose interest in it, because in 2019 we have Star Trek Discovery Series 2 and Star Trek Orville, that's not right, The Orville by Seth MacFarlane Series 2, 2 series that I'm really looking forward to because they're entertaining and decent. And then I've also got my monthly subscription of Big Finish as well, which kind of bats everything else out of the park. And then I've got a whole host of 55 years worth of Doctor Who to watch on reruns, so why would I watch a new series that I'm not entertained by? See the flaw? If you leave a 1.5 year gap between your series, you're gonna have a lot of your audience drop out, and that's an issue. So, my best advice to the BBC is maybe make a couple of specials for 2019 if you are going to leave everything for 2020. If you're filming through 2019, in the first half of 2019 film like 2 or 3 specials and have them come out Halloween, Christmas and New Year. Same as you did with David Tennant, but then you've actually got 3 stories that come out and you kind of think, oh okay, that's fine, we've been satisfied a little bit. Because if you just have a story come out at New Year or at Christmas, it doesn't work. You just have that one-off story and you just go, oh okay, yeah, fine. So that's my review of Arachnids In The UK. It's also a couple of suggestions and my thoughts and feelings on the rumours. That being said, they are just rumours. There's no guarantee that we're not going to get a Christmas story, and there's no guarantee that we're not going to be getting a series in 2019. They're just rumours, but if they are true, then it's bad. So we'll have to wait and see and find out kind of like what happens and what transpires and all that kind of stuff. But I hope you guys are enjoying Doctor Who Series 11. If you are so far, please let me know down below in the comment section. And if you're not enjoying Doctor Who Series 11, please feel free to give me a message and chat to me about it. So yeah, if you want to discuss the bad points, please feel free, leave it in the comment section below. I'm going to set up a Facebook page in the new year so you can talk, well, in December, so you can talk to me about it on there if you want to as well. Or just give me a message on Twitter. I am the same on Twitter as I am on YouTube. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'll try, hopefully I can be a bit more positive about episode 5, but we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, though, I'm going to start reviewing Doctor Who Series 1. In my personal opinion, one of the best series of Doctor Who that has ever been out in the reboot. Probably the best series ever of the reboot. So, I'm going to discuss my thoughts and feelings about why it's the best, and I'm going to have a special guest join me. And no, it is not the Doctor Who guy. It's the Big Chief Studios Night Doctor. Bye!